We augment this standard certification with a set of visits to players in the systems environment. For example, we have independent consultants come in and speak to students about pursuing a career as an independent consultant and what that means. We have visits with SAP labs to visit their development process and understand how these systems are developed, with SAP research to get an idea of where the company sees the product going and how the industry is evolving going forward. And then finally, with some of the global consulting firms who have major practices in systems implementation.
Mon coup de cœur, ça a été la séance d'information chez Accenture.
We had an amazing experience with Accenture.
On a fait une étude de cas sur une entreprise dans le secteur de télécommunications. Ils nous ont montré quelle était la problématique et comment SAP a aidé à faire fonctionner mieux l'entreprise. En fait, c'était une fusion de deux entreprises qui avaient différents systèmes, un basé sur SAP mais d'autres basés sur PeopleSoft. Et nous avons pu participer dans le processus de décision, quelles étaient les contraintes initiales, comment ça fonctionnait après, etc.
And they're really like very intellectually challenging to respect to the cases that they were doing, and then they made us face those cases and how we would actually react. And to my surprise, to my biggest surprise, is that I'd say 90% of what they did we're able to do ourselves without being told what they did. They were surprised, I was mind blown.
I heard a couple of comments that some of the guys made, and I think they underestimated us because they seemed genuinely surprised. One of the guys, he was saying, yeah, these guys are smart, you know, so it was nice.
So it shows that the program, it's not just academics, but it's actually very geared towards real life, concrete stuff that you can actually use, and the proof is that people at Accenture in their projects they were using it. So I was like, yeah man, this is like for real.
SAP Labs was also a good visit because they exposed us to what's coming next.
Et ça a été vraiment intéressant de voir quelle était la dynamique de travail à l'interne, des développeurs, de personnes qui font de la recherche en affaires, et aussi quels sont les genres de personnes qui travaillent là. Vraiment intéressant.
It was nice that they brought different people with different perspectives, so somebody from the development side, somebody from the research lab side who did his little show and tell about that project that they're working on, as well as somebody more from the product development and product strategy, if you will, or product management role, which was nice because it gives you a feel, I guess, for the types of roles that are available within the organization, not just it's a software company, so my choices are either probably selling the software or writing the software.
And there was somebody from INSEAD, a very bright guy, who told us like how something, how their technology can be incorporated with something that hasn't been done before, and that was a really innovative idea. Basically, how do you make money with features that SAP does not have yet? How do you integrate a business model and technology together to like generate more profit?
That is exactly the type of job role that I want. So, plus I have his email address now, so he said I was welcome to ask him questions about the culture, how we go about positioning to get that type of a role, exactly what it involves or what it does not involve. So yeah, I think these contacts are important.
We had independent consultants coming to school and actually telling us all the strings of the industry, things to do, things not to do, how things are going.
When the independent consultants came in, they really sort of gave us an idea of what's going on, I guess, sort of, first of all, in the local market in terms of SAP consulting. Sort of gives you sort of the challenges that they face in terms of independent consultants.
Le statut légal du consultant indépendant, comment rechercher des contacts, comment développer des contacts, etc. Donc ça a été vraiment intéressant de voir comment SAP pouvait être vu du point de vue de quelqu'un qui travaille comme travailleur autonome.
You listen to the guy talking, you know that he knows what he's talking about.
It was very interesting to see the contrast between their perspective and like the big firm's perspective.
That sort of brought to attention a lot of the challenges that I would have never thought about as trying to be an independent consultant. And even just the idea of being an independent consultant never really came through my train of thought as far as a future career. So that sort of opened my eyes to a new possibility as well.
These guys having been consultants, independent consultants, various roles and a lot of experience with the industry, were able to share and reflect their experience and bring a sense of objectivity about the decision. So if you become a consultant for one of the big firms, you can expect this. If you go independent, you can expect this, and you need to be prepared to deal with these kind of challenges. If you don't want those challenges or it's too much, then go down the consulting path as an employee versus independent. But I appreciated that they were able to be really frank about what you really are getting into as a consultant or an independent. There's no need to, no, of course you should come work for us because, you know, well, we're the best consulting firm, or we treat you right and we invest in you and your training, which is all rhetoric that everybody always says. So to have that more objective perspective of, well, I'm not representing anybody, so I can say whatever I like, is refreshing, shall we say.
Last week we visited Deloitte. Deloitte has an SAP practice inside the consulting enterprise application area.
So at Deloitte's, they sort of presented to us a case in terms of a company that approached them to implement SAP.
In groups, what we did is we tried to solve the main problems and resolve some questions they gave us. We worked in teams, and finally we discussed with the consultants about the results and the best way to approach the solution of the problem.
So it really forced us to think about it from a consulting point of view as to what are the challenges, not only of the software, but as well other things such as your change management strategy that you need to implement, and sort of managing the customer relationship that way as well. So it really gave us a reality check from a consulting point of view.
It was an excellent experience because that actually gave us a real input and feedback of the real SAP consultants. And also they check us our CVs and for opportunities for jobs with them.
People that we meet in these visits are not only practicing consultants, but often include representatives of the human resources department of these companies, and it's a great opportunity for students to understand the different kinds of personalities that these companies have, the different kinds of positions they have, the way they specialize in different industries or different types of technology, and again to build that network to begin the process of placement early in the program.
Savoir ce qu'ils demandent, ce qu'ils recherchent en tant que candidat, c'est extrêmement important, je pense. Donc je pense à ce niveau-là, c'était vraiment intéressant de rencontrer ces entreprises, et d'autant plus ce sont des entreprises globales et qui sont également présentes en France et dans d'autres pays. Donc ça, c'est vraiment intéressant.
We made contacts, and they made contacts with us, so it's a win-win situation and we're all happy about it.
I think it's very helpful for us, especially for us coming from abroad that are looking for job opportunities here in Canada, because it's a way to insert us into the system here. It's an extra tool that can be very useful for finding a job, either for SAP consulting or a different consulting firm here in Canada.
The timing of it is just about perfect for, okay, 2 months we're going to be on the market, so you start thinking about what do I want to do, who do I want to work for, what are my options. So the meet and greets with SAP, SAP Labs, consulting, Accenture, it gives you a good idea of what these companies are like. You know, you get a feel for the different approach that they take in their presentations. So you start to get an idea of what the culture is like of each company and which one you maybe fit with or you prefer.
I found it's a great experience. Plus the value that it adds to your MBA.
Ça a été vraiment super, très belle expérience.